3. This is module 3 of mathematics course. In this module, we are looking at fractions. Fractions are expressions of parts of a whole, and it forms a foundation for ratios, decimals, and percentages. So this module, we'll look at types of fraction. There are proper, improper, mixed, and even equivalent fraction. We'll look at methods for converting between fraction, decimals, percentage, and ratios, and emphasize both conceptual understanding and computational accuracy. We'll also look at the application of fractions, decimals, and percentages. So let's go. Now, types of fraction. Here there are about 4 types of fraction. We have proper fraction, improper fraction, mixed numbers, and equivalent fractions. In proper fractions, the numerator is less than the denominator. The numerator is the number written upwards, while the denominator is the number written downwards. So, examples include 3 over 4. 3 is the numerator, while 4 is the denominator. You can see the numerator is less than denominator, so it is a proper fraction. Other examples can include 5 over 8, 2 over 7, 11 over 15, and so forth. So for improper fraction, the numerator is greater than or equal to the denominator. For instance, 7 over 4. 7 is the numerator and it is higher, is greater than the denominator, which is 4. So other examples include 9 over 5, 15 over 8, and 23 over 12. Now let's look at mixed numbers. Mixed numbers can also be called mixed fractions. In this case, it involves a whole number plus a proper fraction. For instance, 2 whole number 1 over 4, 3 whole number 2 over 5, and 5 whole number 3 over 8. Then the fourth one is equivalent fractions. In this case, different numerators or denominators, but with the same value. For example, 1 over 2 is the same as 2 over 4, or is equivalent to 2 over 4, and it's also equivalent to 3 over 6, and 4 over 8. So these are fractions. And there is a relationship between fraction and ratio. But let's look at how to convert between fraction and decimal. So, to convert fraction to decimal, you divide numerator by the denominator. For instance, 3 over 4 is the same thing as, you can consider it as 3 divided by 4. And 3 divided by 4 is 0.75. Or you do 7 divided by 8, which will give you 0.875, as the case may be. But for mixed numbers, if you want to convert mixed numbers, mixed fractions to decimal, first convert them to an improper fraction first before you divide. For instance, 2 whole number 3 over 5, you can convert it to improper fraction by doing 5 times 2, which is 10, plus 3, 13. You have 13 over 5. So you now do 13 divided by 5, which will eventually give you 2.6. But in the case where you want to convert from decimal to fraction, you have to count the decimal place and write it either over 10, over 100, or over 1000. Then simplify it. For instance, you have 0.75. What it means is 75 over 100, which is 3 over 4. Or if you have 0.625, it is 625 over 1000, which will give you 5 over 8. Okay? And it continues. So let's look at how to convert between fractions and percentages. You can actually convert fractions to percentage. So how do you convert fraction to percentage? First, convert to decimal. Convert the fraction to decimal, then multiply by 100. Example is 3 over 5. 3 over 5 converted to decimal will give you 0.6. When you multiply 0.6 by 100, you will have 60%. So that's how to convert from fraction to percentage. Another example is 7 over 8. 7 over 8, when converted, it will give us 87.5%, while 5 over 4 will give us 125%. Now, percentages can also be converted to fractions. First, write it as a fraction. Write the percentage as a fraction over 100 and then simplify. That's how simple it is. For instance, if you have 75%, 75% is the same thing as 75 over 100. Then you simplify it, and you will have 3 over 4. All right. So, but what if you are given a decimal and you are asked to convert to percentage? That's very easy. You just multiply the decimal by 100, and at the end of the day, you have your percentage. For instance, if you are to convert 0.85 to decimal, just multiply by 100. 0.85 times 100 will give you 85%. So, there is a relationship between fraction and ratio. You know, what is even ratio? A ratio compares quantities of the same kind, and it is either written as A to B or A slash B. So to express a fraction as a ratio, rewrite the numerator, then colon before the denominator. For instance, 3 over 5. You write 3, then colon and 5. But to convert a ratio to fraction of the whole is very easy. You divide each part by the total. For instance, 4 ratio 7 will give you 4 over 11 and 7 over 11. Example can include, if we say the ratio of 15 boys and 20 girls, the ratio is 15 to 20, and if you simplify it, it's 3 ratio 4. Okay, so that is it. There is a strong relationship between fractions and ratio. Now, this is a quick conversion table that can guide you, okay? So follow it, it will guide you a lot. Like 1 over 2 in decimal will give you 0.5. Now, to convert to percentage, don't forget you multiply by 100, you have 50%. And the ratio, if you look at the fraction column and the ratio column, they are similar, right? The only difference is that the slash over is changed to colon, all right? So 1 over 4 is converted to 0.25. Can say that, and that will give us 25% and 1 ratio 4. So you can use this table for quick lookups when solving examples or checking your work. So many problems in this module reference this commonly used conversion. So you can use it as your quick conversion table. Now, what do we even use fraction for? You know, it is important to know the purpose, the use of some of these, so that you don't think they are just mere mathematical concepts. So, for instance, fraction is used in discounts. For instance, a shirt of 2,400 naira with 25% discount, you can quickly get it by fraction. You know, 0.25 times 2,400. At the end of the day, you will discover that it is 600 naira that is the discount. So that's it. You can also use it with VAT. If a phone costs 45,000 naira, you know, phone 45,000 naira less 15%. If it is made less by 15%, you can quickly calculate it that it is 38,250 naira. And if we say the VAT, value added tax of 7.5% of that 38,250 naira, you can still calculate it by doing 75 over 100 times 38,250, and you will get your final price to be 41,118.75. Okay. Even in profit and loss, we make use of fraction a lot. Like you buy a parcel of 12,000 naira and sell it for 15,000 naira. You can actually calculate the profit. The profit is 15,000 naira minus 12,000 naira, which will give you 3,000 naira. You can also calculate your percentage profit. So the percentage profit will now be the profit all over the actual price, you know, times 100, which will give you 25%. Now let's consider other reasoning. You know, for instance, if you want to do proportional shares, or you want to talk about spending and saving, if 1 over 3 was spent on food, for instance, and 1 over 4 on transport, the total spend, you can calculate it, is 7 over 12. You know, then you save 5 over 12. So if savings is 5,000 naira, then the total will be what? 12,000 naira. All this you can calculate with the knowledge of fraction. Now let's look at the broader applications of fraction. You know, like I said, all these concepts we are trying to relate it so that you know that They are not just mere mathematical concepts, but they are applicable in business, agriculture, sports, and even in science and technology. In business, for instance, ratios and percentages, guide performance evaluation and strategic decisions. So corporations use percentage KPIs to track growth. In agriculture, ratio and proportion scale fertilizer mixes. For instance, if you talk about the NPK, they will tell you it's mixed in this also ratio. So percentages are also used to calculate or monitor yield and land usage. Even in sports, win-loss ratios, shooting percentages, and possession stats can also we can make use of ratio, percentage, and fractions there. In science too, in calculation or deducing concentration growth rate, it is applicable. In engineering, we use ratio for scale models and efficiency. Percentage track performance metrics, like if you want to track the performance of a battery life and even CPU utilization, we make use of it. You can see that the concept of fraction is not just a mathematical concept. All right, so it's not just a mathematical concept. So it is good for you to know that it also is also applicable to life. So go through the module and also try your hands with the assessment. Thank you for listening.